1, E and 1, E and 1, E a 1, E a 1, and a 1, and a 1, a 2 E and 1, a 2 E and. Today I want to show you a practice step that lets you combine these partials, these sounds, by using rhythmic cells and stick-ins. In our last video, we emphasized the importance of rhythm as the foundation of all drumming, and we introduced the 5 key elements that all drummers need to know. And so when we zoomed in on 16th note partials, we discovered the 16 unique sounds that can transform your drum. Remember, every sound that we play on the drums is a rhythm and a stick-in. So when I speak about sounds, we're talking about the sounds that the rhythms make, and more specifically, we're talking about the sounds that the partials make.
1 E a 4 and a.
So a rhythmic cell is a small pattern of beats that can consist of 1, 2, or 3 beats. So rhythmic cells are like small building blocks of rhythm that you could stack together to create different patterns. Think of them like Lego bricks that you can build with. So for example, a 2-beat cell is a pattern that repeats every 2 beats. So you can choose one sound for the first beat and then choose a different sound for the second beat.
1
and then repeat this pattern over over and over. Alright, so to explore different sound combinations, we keep the first beat consistent and vary the second beat with different partials. 1 a 2, 1 a 2, 1 E, 1 E, 1 and 1 and 1 a 1 a 1 a 2 E, 1 a 2 E, 1 a 2 and 1 a 2 and 1 a 2 a 1 a 2 a 1 E and 1 E and 1 E a 1 E a 1 and a 1 and a 1 a 2 E and 1 a 2 E and 1 a 2 E a 1 a 2 E a 1 a 2 and a 1 a 2 and a 1 E and a 1 E and a 1 a 2 E and a 1 a 2 E and a 1 1 And so with this approach, it allows you to practice different combinations of sounds or partials within a structured framework. So instead of randomly trying to throw together a bunch of different sounds and hoping that they work, we now have a system that allows us to focus on the basics and then build from there.
Okay, so the first thing I want you to work on is vocalizing or singing. There's that word again, singing, the S word. Vocalizing or singing what you play. And it helps you just stay accountable for everything that you're playing. If you can't sing it or vocalize it, then don't play it.
So the question now is, well, how do we incorporate this into our drumming? Well, one approach is to experiment with different stick-ins. Let's take the same 2-beat cell example from earlier. Let's use hand-to-hand accents. One bar of a groove and then use 2-beat cells as a fill on beats 3 and 4 of the second bar. Level this up by incorporating the fill within the same bar. Play 2 beats of the groove, then follow with a 2-beat fill using a 2-beat cell. So as you can see and hear, just by simply changing the stick-in pattern along with some simple orchestrations, we're able to create a whole range of new ideas that still maintain the simplicity and musicality of the original concept. So think about this. When we listen to popular music, the fills between sections are usually 2 beats long with some 1-bar fills here and there. Now you can use this material for longer phrases too, but instead of trying to memorize a bunch of rudiments or chops or licks and then hoping that you could fit them into a song, instead I think it's a good idea to focus on learning how to make 2-beat fills. That's a really solid foundation to start with. with. Challenge time. So the purpose of this challenge is to sharpen your rhythmic awareness and help you to recognize different rhythmic cells in a real-life musical context. By identifying the drum fills and rhythms used by a world-class drummer, you'll develop a better understanding of how these concepts can be applied in your own drumming. Now, even though this concept might seem simple, it's important to know that all the pros use it, even at the highest levels of drumming. So as we watch this clip of Teddy Campbell in action at one of the world's most prestigious events, your task is twofold. First, keep an eye out for all the drum fills throughout the performance, and when you spot a fill, determine whether it's a 2-beat fill or a 1-bar fill. Secondly, for each drum fill you identify, pay attention to the different rhythms being used. Try to recognize the specific sounds, the specific rhythmic cells that are being played as the fill. So give it a try and let me know in the comments how many you got.
As we eat our food.
So go ahead and experiment with different rhythmic cells and different stickings and see what you come up with. And when you do, tag me in it.